Hello everybody and welcome to another MX Bikes video. And today guys, we are on the brand new Southwick track here, round 6 of the AMA Pro Motocross Series. And I just wrapped up NA and ended up qualifying 29th. I'm not really going to talk about what I did in the races. I think I'll probably upload a video talking about it. Wasn't the best day to say the least, but it is what it is. I'm just happy I qualified, to be honest with you. But that's not what this video is about. I want to talk about this track because it is very, very fun. And in MX Bikes, it's very hard to do a sand track just because the way, obviously, the dirt physics are and just the way the traction is on sand. It's very interesting, and if you're not gelling with it, it could be very, very just, it can piss you off a lot. Front tucks, back end swaps, the whole nine, really. All Pabobo physics are welcome on sand tracks, but I will say, I think TFC did a pretty good job on this one. There's a few problems, I'd say, in the ruts. I think they're just a little bit too steep. I can kind of point out some of those ruts that are a little bit, you know, a little bit just not where they should be. But anyway, hit that like button, that subscribe button, and to extend the video, I'd really appreciate it. First, I want to talk about IRL because I do want to make some predictions. Start with the 250s, man. Obviously, Hunter went down second moto at Red Bud. You know, thought he might have broke his arm or his wrist, and so he went to Alpine Star, and apparently he was fine. That's, you know, as far as we know. It is Friday, you know, still says he's racing, so I think he's okay. Maybe a little bit more banged up, might have re-injured his ribs, stuff like that. So I got Hunter Lawrence winning. I think Hunter Lawrence is a tough dude. I think he should be able to do fine. It is a sand track as well, which I'm guessing he's pretty good at it. I mean, he came from Europe or Australia, or I think he rode MXGP. I don't know. I think he knows sand tracks, whereas Dugan, you know, being in Florida and Carolina, I don't really know how often they're at sand tracks. I know I've seen some footage of them doing that, so I think he should be good as well. I think Levi Kitchen can do good. I think it just comes down to the start with most of these guys, especially on a track like Southwick. I'm not sure how easy it is to pass. Southwick's like the one national I feel like I've never actually sat down at a TV and watched it. I didn't watch it last year. So I think this will be my first time actually watching it IRL, so I can't speak too much on how the track works. But yeah, I'm gonna go Hunter Lawrence. I'll say Kitchen will get second, and then Vial will get third, and I think it's gonna be a toss between Deegan and Cooper for fourth, but I'm gonna say Deegan gets fourth, Cooper gets fifth. So those are my predictions for 250, and then for Fatty, I think Jet's gonna win. Not sure if he's gonna sweep both motos, but I do think he'll win the overall. And I think, yeah, I don't really know. I think Sexton, you know, should be able to get second fairly easily. I'm not sure what the deal with Ferrandis is right now, because obviously Cooper Webb left KTM, going to Star. So it's like, is Ferrandis going? Is Tomac signing somewhere else? Like, I have no idea what's happening with that. So I don't know. I'd say Ferrandis third if you know the plan is for him to still race the rest of the season and whatnot. I don't know. I haven't really kept up to date with what happened yesterday, but that would be my top three. I think Anderson could do good, maybe get fourth, and AP could do good. I think he's decent on sand tracks. You know, he's tall, lanky. But those are my predictions for tomorrow. Anyway, this track is fun. I think some of the ruts are a little bit too steep, and some I think aren't as steep. I feel like inside ruts, I feel like TFC kind of tends to make them a little bit more flat for some reason. I feel like inside ruts should be, I guess, bigger, like higher walls, you know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like some of these insides aren't as viable as they could be, but let's try to put down a heaters next lap. I ran a 2:01, no, I ran a 2:06 in qualifying. Again, qualified 29th for EU is absolutely terrible. I tried to do it on the Husky. That was not a great move, but I mean, I rode Yamaha on the races and didn't do very good either, so. I don't know. I always thought I was decent at sand tracks, but there's something about this track in particular that I feel like has not, like, it ain't really clicking with me yet, you know what I'm saying? But it is fun. It's definitely a track that it's got flow. You can jump around. You know, it's tough, it's hard. That's what I do like. It is a hard track, right? Which it should be. The only downside is when you're in a race, guys in front of you are just literally flying everywhere. that is not fun. But, you know, with kind of my riding style of, you know, I'm not the fast guy on the track. I'm not even like a top 15 fast guy on the track. But, you know, what I am is I'm usually pretty consistent, and, you know, I can usually just outlast people, and when they go down, that's when I make my time up. So I kind of did that in those races, at least in the first moto. The second moto was, oh god, it was so bad. Oh, it was so bad. I don't know, man. Maybe I should give the Honda more of a shot. I don't know. I just like bikes with good handling, and I feel like the Husky probably has the best handling in the game, and the Yam would be like second. It's like the Honda's just it's so heavy, you know? I feel like I can't really gel with it because it's so heavy. But this next lap, we're going to try to put a heater down. I'll show you guys the lines. We run at 204 so far. That ain't too bad, but another thing I noticed is the edges of the track are very smooth, which, I don't know, man. I feel like there's some parts where you can kind of cheat, especially in qualifying, if you know where those places on the track are, and you know they won't give you cuts and whatnot. It's kind of weird, but this rut right here was by far the worst in the race. I mean, you can see how steep it is. And it's not really TFC's fault. It's more just the game's E-road, but he has to build around that, and that did not E-road well. These corners were good. I did like these. I like these a lot. Outside and inside, these were both fairly balanced. I'd say outside is maybe a little quicker from what I was noticing. But this was all good. Like this, you get this triple. You can cut this inside. You know, I think I might have done it on a qual lap. It wasn't my heater lap, but it didn't give me cuts, so I didn't even do it on purpose. But I'm like, all right, I guess we'll take it, huh? And then here, I think these ruts were both pretty good. The middle and the inside. The outside's not viable at all, and it's purely just because of how, I guess, it's the exit of it is. I feel like if you want it to be more viable, you're gonna have to move that corner more to the right. But both these inside and middle were viable. They were pretty good. Inside was really not viable on that corner. I saw most people going middle and out. Oh man. Is that a freaking baggy here? Also, shout out to Sharky making me this Yamaha. Look at that QR code right there. If you scan it, it goes right to my YouTube channel. I think that's pretty cool. Inside middle were viable. This inside middle were viable. None of these outsides were. Most outsides were not viable, I'm going to be honest, which, it's a sand track. It's not high speeds. So if you're taking an outside, you're not going to even carry enough speed to make any time most of the time anyway. The middle was definitely the best right here. Some people were going inside because then you can hug this left side, which is much smoother, I found. And people were scrubbing off that. And then most of them were going inside, but you could go middle. And then again, most of the people were going middle here. Outside, just too much distance really is the problem with that. So, yeah. Oh! Alright, let's go heater here. We're down to Haida. This outside was actually fairly viable. You could do some crazy speed around this. Alright, we're going around the... Oh, dude, I'm so bad. Alright, restart. Look at that. Little handy dandy restart marker never hurt nobody, you know what I'm saying? Little track marquee. Alright, we're gonna go inside through this time. Yeah, I love tracks that flow. And it's definitely a hard one to race with the netcode of this game. You guys will see why when I upload my video. If I do upload that tomorrow, it's... the netcode was very bad in my circumstance. Alright, let's run this heater. Oh man, I feel like I'm just mentally G'd out of this track, bro. I don't know if I can actually run a heater, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I'm tired of it after 2 30-minute motos. I'm just getting absolutely destroyed. Like this inside right here, and you fade to this middle. And these bumps. Never hit this outside. Yeah, it's just not... that's not the greatest berm, I would say. That feels a little bit too flattened out. But I would say for the most part, the track was not bad. I mean, this section was definitely the hardest part just because of how tight it is. And we all know Poboso's slow physics are absolutely horrendous. But you could get some pretty good lines through here and kind of bounce through. And still fun for sure. Just a bit frustrating when you get that just weird front tuck. And right here, you can like jump into this inside. On the back wheel, on this left side, scrub that. Up down here. You know what I mean? Like, he definitely built it in a way to where most of these bumps and ruts and they all kind of make sense in how they're placed, which is exactly what you want to do when you make a sand track. You know, it is definitely hard to race though. I'll say like 900 times in this. It is very tight, and obviously we know Poboso physics, so I don't know. I kind of got mad at people for going down in front of me. I can't really blame them, you know, because like it's hard, bro. Like this track, it doesn't matter how good you are at this game. Like you got to be pretty perfect to stay up all the time on this track. You can see I'm having fun, just kind of ripping around. Definitely a great track to train on if you're, you know, more of an intermediate player. Because I think the sand traction, you know, slows you down, forces you to slow down, and it gives you more time to kind of think about what you're doing, where you're going. I feel like it's easier to stay up on this track, which is a weird thing to say, because I already talked about how hard it is, but I think since it slows you down, you know, it's, especially in like practice, you know, if you're just in testing riding, it's pretty easy to stay up on. I think it's when you try to go fast or you try to avoid people in front of you, or, you know, that's when it kind of gets bad, because once you variant off to your kind of set line that you already got in your head, that's when it gets tough. Well, you can see a little hop line there. This inside was OP as hell. I'm gonna be real. On a bit of a heater here, not a heater, but a good lap at least. A decent lap. I'm yet to run an actual heater today, I will not lie. Still not sure if I'm gonna do NA or not. That EU stuff took a lot out of me, and I just don't know if I'm gonna do good in NA anyway. Or even qualify, but I might, we'll see. It's in like 2 hours, so I kinda need to make that decision fairly quickly, but yeah, pretty fun track. You know, it's on MXB shop, link in the description. You already know. And I think, guys, if you want to train on a track, this is going to be the one you guys are going to want to move over to. Trust me on that. I just think the racing aspect of it it's tough, man. It's tough not to be a hazard, I will say. But, yeah, I think that's going to do it with the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. And, yeah, hit the like button. You guys are on the video. See you next one. Peace.